Hey Bronco fans, I wanted to do a quick product review of the Turn Off-Road Zero Series rear bumper. This is my 23 Bronco Raptor. Love the front bumper, wanted to find something for the rear that would be acceptable to rock crawl with and also just have better looks with, as the factory bumper is, as you all know, it's a little bit bulky, a little bit plain. So I'm just going to run you through a few of the pros and cons of this bumper, and please let me know any questions or what you think of it in the comments below. So for now, we're just going to jump into it. One of my favorite things about this bumper is the price. You can get this bumper for less than $1,000 shipped to your door, free shipping, and that was honestly the first thing that attracted me to this bumper, because if you know, there's other companies like APG and like all these other companies like Addictive Desert Designs, and they want to charge like $2,000 for a rear bumper, and for me, like, that's just out of my price point for a rear bumper. So the price point is great, and I still think that the quality is good. So I'm gonna run through just a few things that which I like. The paint on this bumper seems to be fantastic. It's like a powder coated black matte finish. I've had this bumper on the Bronco for about, let's see, like 3 months, and I live in the mountains in a winter climate, and it seems to be holding up well. Another thing that I really like about this bumper is it's a super easy installation. You really just bolt off or take off your other bumper and bolt on this bumper, and then add the sensors in the back. Super easy install. The wiring up of the lights, which come with the bumper, which is also another pro. For that price, you literally get lights. I know they're kind of cheap, but they come with the bumper, and the wiring is a little bit more tricky, but it's not too bad. So another thing that I really like about this bumper is how high it's all tucked up. If you'll notice, this is actually the rear frame horn. So this is my lowest point, essentially on the factory bumper. So we're up like another 1.5 inches from that. So I like that it's all tucked up high. I love that the sides are all high here in the rear, so when I come off of rocks, I'm not worried about ripping off this massive bumper. Okay. Also, something to mention, I actually took this Bronco Raptor all the way through the Rubicon Trail back in August this year, and the bumper performed phenomenally on the trail. I'm so glad I had it. I would have had a nightmare of a time with the stock bumper. I hit so many rocks on the frame rails here, and I'm really glad that this is protected. My only gripe is that it came up and whacked the back of the tailgate here. I whacked it so hard that this piece actually came off. So that's kind of my only thing, but I definitely would have had a lot more body damage if this was not on here. So this is trail rated by the Rubicon Trail. So another thing that I like is actually the build quality. There are fully welded seams here, and they're high quality welds. So for the price, I think it's actually pretty good. I also use this not just for off-roading, but I use it for life. So I appreciate having my trailer hitch back here with my wiring. So this bumper uses the factory trailer hitch and is able to have that back here. So I really like that it sits here, and it's able to be used. All right, so another thing that I really like about this bumper is that I actually retain the ability to put a shackle on the back. Because we are removing the tow hook off of the rear frame horn, they do give us, actually included in the purchase of the bumper, is 2 3/4 inch D-ring shackles. So having those here for me to be able to tug somebody out or be pulled out is really nice. So these guys are fully welded into the frame. There's a couple earlier reports of this bumper not being strong enough for this, and Cole over at Turn Off-Road actually told me they redesigned this bumper for being having the strength to tow somebody out. I personally have actually never used these yet, but I do like the ability that they are here. All right, one little minor detail that I do think is important is this bumper actually comes underneath the frame horn and comes back. So it actually sits right underneath the frame horn. I really like that and I appreciate that, because this is now my lowest point, and as you can see, there's actually scuffs here from me hitting rocks on it, and so I appreciate that that's actually hitting the bumper and not my frame. It's just another wearable piece, so I appreciate that that's there. All right, so this is an honest review, and I do have a list of cons. So I really only got like just a couple. I really do like this bumper, but there are a few things that we should note that I think they could improve upon, and that you should just be aware going into this. First thing, I did the entire installation by myself, and the bumper has cutouts for sensors, okay? And in the instructions, it doesn't note that there are covers, plastic little covers that come on this bumper, nor did it say to take those off. So I assumed that the sensors actually get plugged through there, and they fit. So I had an issue very early on for a few times that said sensor blocked, and I thought that they would need to be recalibrated. Turns out that the sensors were actually indeed blocked by the little plastic holes. Turn Offroad says to remove those, and this is what our finished product looks like. I do not appreciate this gap. I think it looks a little hokey, and I think there could be some sort of cap made for this. So that is definitely something that I'm just kind of like, oh, bummer. All right, number 2. There is no place for me to connect a zip tie for these wires behind the bumper. There are no little tabs. Everything is very much like very smooth back here. So as you can see, this red wire that I just tucked up, that actually, yes, it is like it needs to be tucked up, but it's just kind of a pain. I've pushed it up here and I've tried to tie it up a few times, and it just has fallen out a couple times. So I just wish there was some more. You just gotta get creative with your zip ties, but I do wish there was a couple of holes, a couple of washers or something for me to be able to tie up the wiring. Okay, third of all, it comes with LED lights, which are good. I mean, we all know that these are no Baja design lights, which I feel like on a Bronco Raptor, I want to put on some Baja design lights for my rear, especially as a chase light. So unfortunately, the way this is mounted, there are no tabs back here for me to mount like a squadron or any other sort of light. There are 4 holes drilled into, I guess, cut out for this specific light. And they are aimed down, which works fine as a reverse light. As a chase light, I can't use them for that. So that is definitely a con. So you do have lights, but you can't change them out really for anything else. My other kind of complaint with this is this powder coat definitely is easily scratchable. And it actually, like, it kind of has rubbed in some spots. And that's kind of a fitment issue as well. But I have seen other bumpers where they put like an aluminum piece in the higher wear areas, which I think that's a really cool idea. I think ARB does that, but definitely something to look at. I can't imagine it add that much cost, but still for the price, you get what you pay for, I guess. But all right, so my last gripe about this bumper is that it actually sits up too high here in the middle. I use the trailer hitch, like I said, and I just feel like this bumper has like too much space here. I wish this was kind of tucked down a little bit closer. This piece could come in the top. We're exposing these bolt holes. I just feel like it could be sitting down a little bit lower. So that's just kind of a looks preference. Obviously it is functional, but it doesn't need to be because the frame is right here and we're like an inch from the frame. So just kind of a little bit of a gripe here. One question you might have is, does this bumper come with a license plate relocation bracket? And the answer is actually yes. I am not using the one that it comes with because the one that it comes with is for the spare tire. I personally didn't want that, as if I'm going to take off the spare tire, I didn't want it to be a pain. So I ended up getting this one from Turn Offroad. It's pretty cheap. And this one actually just sticks with the tailgate here. So it's just a question that I had when ordering this bumper, and yes, it does come with the one that's for the tire. Overall, it's been a great bumper. I wanted to do this review a couple months into it, just because things stand out to you after you've been using them for a while, and this bumper has been great. I am not taking it off the Bronco, and I think it's been a great purchase, and I really think it's a great value. So for those of you who are looking for a solution for your Bronco Raptor or your Bronco, And you'll notice this actually fits both. It actually fits really well on the Bronco Raptor for the side fenders. It is just like it's a great option, great value option for you to change out your rear bumper, upgrade it, if you want to look cooler or just be more functional. So thanks for watching. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know your thoughts, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Just drop it in the description. All right, thanks. Have a great day.